All right, Bitcoin holders, welcome to November. Today is officially the very first day of November. And as I told you guys, November, okay, we may see Bitcoin going back up to the upside. Let's see if that is actually possible. But I do want to talk about what happened, okay, with Bitcoin last month in October, okay, because I told you guys, right? And a lot of us was expecting Bitcoin and crypto to have a beautiful October, right? That's what a lot of us like to call it because usually, as we all know, October is a very, very bullish month for Bitcoin and crypto, especially Bitcoin. But that's not what happened this year in 2025, guys. Okay, during that month in October, we saw the biggest liquidation day happening for crypto, over $19 billion wiped out of the crypto market. Okay, so that was a massive crash that did happen in the month of October. Okay, really, really unexpected to happen, right? And guys, we did actually end off October in the reds ever since 2018. Okay, so I want to talk about it, guys, because this is actually very, very interesting. So before I talk about all these things, and there is in fact a fair few charts that I do want to show you guys, I want to show you guys what is happening right now with Bitcoin. Okay, so just a quick little update. Bitcoin right now trading at $110,000. Couple of days ago, okay, just remember, guys, okay, we did see Bitcoin at about $116,000. Had this correction back down to about 106, and then it had a beautiful bounce back up to $111,000. Little correction back down to 110, and this is where Bitcoin is right now currently. So we're not seeing huge moves happening right now for Bitcoin and altcoins today for the past 24 hours. We're not seeing much moves happening in general. I mean, some alts are moving, but yeah, I just clearly see some altcoins are slightly up, okay, but some are in the reds, right? So overall, we're not seeing huge moves. The crypto total market cap still below 4 trillion. Okay, it's sitting at 3.71 trillion. And overall, the market today is up 0.48%. So not much moves happening today for the crypto market. FinGrid index right now is in fear. Okay, as we all know, there is a lot of fear happening right now for Bitcoin and crypto. So the sentiment has not really been changing at all. So right now it's currently at 33. Yesterday we were at 29, still in fear. And last week we were also in fear. And last month we were in greed, apparently, right? But yeah, a lot of fear, happening right now, okay, for Bitcoin and crypto, guys. I mean, it's understandable, right? A lot of us are confused. A lot of us are exhausted. I get it, right? But I do believe, guys, we will see a bounce back up to the upside. Like I told you guys many times, I don't think $126,000 for Bitcoin is the top. Like, guys, let me know in the comments below. Do you guys actually think 126 is the top for Bitcoin? Personally, I think it is. Okay, I don't think it is, as I've been telling you guys many times, right? If you guys have been watching my videos for the past few weeks and months, I don't think 126 is the top. I told you guys many times, I do believe we're going to see Bitcoin reaching at least 150 to even 170 to 180. I think these price targets are very possible for this cycle, okay? So yeah, I don't think 126 is going to be the top for Bitcoin, right? Now, guys, looking at this, right, since today is the very first day of November, right, you have to clearly see that, okay, November 1st, we are in fact in the new month, and I told you guys, right, October, we should be ending it off in the greens, but sadly, okay, we did in fact end off October in the reds. Okay, we were down almost 4%, guys. Okay, it was down 3.69%. Okay, and we have not seen a red October for Bitcoin ever since 2018. Right, you have to clearly see that, and it was down also just over 3%. What a coincidence, right? Like, is history about to repeat itself? Okay, and I want to show you guys. This is actually very important now. Okay, because I want to show you guys something that is actually very important. What happened with Bitcoin in 2018 when it was down over 3%? What happened in November, right? So I want to show you guys because we are in fact in the new month of November right now. But yes, for the first time ever since 2018, we are in fact seeing a red October. Bitcoin actually ended off last month in the reds, okay, and it was just slightly down, just over 3%, almost 4%, okay. So yeah, this has been our first red October since 2018, okay, first red October in 7 years. Just think about that, guys, okay, just think about that. It's been a while since we have seen a red October. It's been like 7 years, 6 to 7 years, right? So just think about that, guys, okay. So it's Redtober this time. What's your outlook for November? Well, let's talk about it, guys. Okay, so Bitcoin set to close October in the red. Last time this happened, November saw massive volatility. Should we be worried? Okay, so what happened, guys? Okay, when we did in fact see Bitcoin dropping just over 3%, okay, back in 2018, right, in the month of October. Well, you guys can just clearly see in November it dropped 36%. Ouch, right? That is not a good look, right? So yeah, it says here last time October closed at 3% for Bitcoin. It was followed by a 36% drop in November. So will history be repeating itself? Okay, since back in 2018, Bitcoin ended off October in the reds. It was down just over 3%, almost 4%, and then following the next month in November it dropped over 36%, right? You guys can clearly see that. That's the month of November in 2018 when we saw a red October, and that's exactly what we are in fact seeing right now for Bitcoin. Okay, it just ended off over 3%, right, in the reds, pretty much just like 2018, right? It was also down over 3%. Does that mean, guys, in November we're gonna see some massive drops happening for Bitcoin? Okay, honestly, guys, okay, I'm gonna be honest at this point. I really do not know what's gonna be happening with Bitcoin. Okay, but I just have a really, really good feeling that this is not the cycle top for Bitcoin. I feel like Bitcoin has so much potential to go much, much higher, right? I really, really do, guys. Okay, and a fair few people are in fact saying, this cycle is going to be extended, right? The Bitcoin 4-year cycle is going to be over, right? It's going to be breaking. Okay, I already made a video talking about this a couple of days ago. Okay, that's what a lot of people, yes, a lot of people are saying, that the Bitcoin 4-year cycle is breaking. Okay, and this bull cycle is going to be extended to early next year in 2026, right? Where we're going to see Bitcoin continue to go much, much higher early next year in 2026. I don't know if that's actually possible, okay? I don't think the Bitcoin 4-year cycle will be breaking anytime soon. Like, I do believe down in the future, yes, it will break, but this time around, especially for, this cycle, I don't think it will be breaking. And understand, guys, Bitcoin usually does top out in November or December. Okay, we have seen that, in previous bull cycles, right? In 2021, okay, it ended, the cycle top ended off in November. Okay, and I'm pretty sure in 2017 was the same as well in November or December. I can't really remember, but yeah, usually Bitcoin, does top out in November or December. So yeah, if Bitcoin needs to make a move, guys, like if it wants to reach new all-time highs, it's got to make a move. Okay, and we have a couple more weeks left. Okay, or potentially December, right? During Christmas time, we may see Bitcoin going much, much higher, right? So we'll have to see, guys. Okay, but yeah, let's see if history does repeat itself. Let's see if this month in November we will see some massive drops happening for Bitcoin, or will it be the complete opposite? Will it be a green November? We'll have to see, guys. Okay, we will have to see. Now, also, this just happened. Okay, so 17 years ago today, Satoshi released the Bitcoin white paper. Okay, so yeah, 17 years ago, guys. That's like what, 2008. Okay, so very, very long time ago. Okay, that is a very, very long time in my opinion, right? That's almost 20 years ago. That's 2 decades almost, guys, that Satoshi released the Bitcoin white paper. So this is truly history in the making, guys, right? It really, really is. Like, the Bitcoin white paper has been out for 17 years now, guys. Just think about that, right? Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. 17 years ago. Just think about that, guys. That is actually very, very interesting. So pretty cool to see. This is truly history in the making for Bitcoin, right? Very, very interesting to see, guys. Now, getting to these charts, guys, like I said, I don't think the top is in for Bitcoin. I think we will see a bounce back up happening for Bitcoin. Okay. Potentially in the next few days or weeks, we could potentially see this happening for Bitcoin, where it will bounce back up to its previous highs of 126, even reaching new all-time highs. So it says here, every bullish pattern on Bitcoin has led to an upside breakout in the past. Right now, price is forming a bullish megaphone pattern. A massive breakout is loading. Okay, so yeah, it seems like Bitcoin is going to be breaking out from this megaphone pattern. Okay, and yeah, once it does have a breakout, that's when Bitcoin will continue to go much, much higher. Bitcoin, right, has done this in the past. Okay, it has broken out from this pattern before. Okay, this is not the first time ever. You guys can clearly see that. So I think this will eventually happen for Bitcoin. I think it will have a beautiful breakout, guys. Okay, I do believe we're going to see a last leg up happening for Bitcoin. And once it does have a last leg up, I think that's when Bitcoin will be having a correction. Because as I told you guys many times, I do believe sometime next year in 2026, we're going to be in a bear market. Okay, that's the truth, guys. Okay, like I said, I don't think the Bitcoin 4-year cycle is breaking, right? I think the 4-year cycle is still on. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, Bitcoin will be around $37,000 by October 5th, 2026. Personally, okay, I don't think, okay, we'll see Bitcoin going back down, below 40K ever again. That's just my personal opinion. Like, I know I told you guys, Bitcoin will be having a correction. But personally, I think there is potential for Bitcoin to drop to like 60K, 50K, okay, maybe 40K. I think that is possible as well. But I don't think, just my personal opinion, guys, okay, I don't think we're going to see Bitcoin dropping to like 30K to even $20,000 ever again. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong, okay? But you guys need to understand, this time around, it's different for Bitcoin. Last year, not last year, but the last cycle, right, the last bull cycle. So in 2021, we didn't have a lot of, institutions, companies, okay, countries, states buying into Bitcoin. Not like today, right? So a lot has changed for Bitcoin for the past, few years, ever since, the last bull cycle in 2021. So since we aren't seeing, a lot of new money flowing into Bitcoin, right? Smart money flowing into Bitcoin. Institutions are buying Bitcoin. Companies are buying Bitcoin, as we all know. Countries, states, governments, you name it, right? And the adoption for Bitcoin has been going crazy. Okay, so this time around is different. So I don't think we're going to see Bitcoin dropping to like 30K to 20K ever again. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, I could be wrong. But I think if Bitcoin were to drop, and it will, right? I think it's going to be dropping to like 60K, 50K, 40K, right? I think 40K is like the lowest, okay? But yeah, I don't think it's going to be dropping to like 30K to 20K ever again. That's just my personal opinion, guys. Okay, so that is that. So guys, okay, be prepared for the bear market, right? It's going to be happening, okay? But I think Bitcoin will, like I said, okay, have a final leg up to the upside before we see a drop down to the downside. Okay, and once, I'm actually pretty excited, okay, for Bitcoin to drop back down to the downside, because I don't mind accumulating, cheaper Bitcoins, right? I really do not mind, guys. Okay, I'm gonna take that as an opportunity. You guys should take it as an opportunity as well to load up on a Bitcoin. Don't miss this chance. If you wanted to buy Bitcoin at like 50K, don't miss your chance next year, right? In 2026. Don't miss it, guys, right? Don't have that same regret. Take it as an opportunity to buy. This is your chance to buy Bitcoin at like 50K, right? Even 40K, okay? So don't miss that opportunity, guys, okay? But yeah, looking at this, guys, this is actually very interesting. So Bitcoin is still above $100,000 for 176 days straight. This is amazing, right? This is actually amazing to see, guys. For the past few months, Bitcoin has been trading above $100,000, right? As we all know, guys, okay, earlier this year in 2025, even in 2024, I believe, right? At some points, we would see Bitcoin going to like 100K, and then it'll just drop back down below 100K, and then it'll go back up to 100K, and then it'll drop back down below 100K. But honestly, right? And this is facts because it is, right? For the past 176 days straight, Bitcoin has been trading above $100,000. So that's a few months' time, which is amazing to see. Okay, Bitcoin has not broken down below 100K. This is actually very, very bullish, right? Bitcoin is actually holding very, very strong. But of course, this is going to change. Bitcoin will eventually drop below 100K, right, sometime next year in 2026. Because remember, guys, we're going to be entering a bear market. Okay, now understand, guys, this is the harsh truth, and this is just sad. Okay, it really, really is. This is just human behavior, and this is how humans operate, right? People that are not buying Bitcoin right now at these price levels, whether that's below 100K or at 100K or just beyond 100K for Bitcoin, right? People that are simply on the sidelines for Bitcoin, they're gonna FOMO in when Bitcoin is at $1 million. This is the harsh truth, guys. Okay, people will FOMO in. Don't be that type of person to FOMO in. Okay, we know. Okay, you know Bitcoin is going to be getting to $1 million per coin. And guess what? That's just the beginning. It's not going to stop there. We know Bitcoin's going to be going much, much higher than just $1 million per coin. Okay, understand, guys. Bitcoin is truly the most scarce asset out there in the entire world. Okay, it really, really is. It's the most scarce asset out there. There's ever only going to be 21 million Bitcoins. And guess what? It's actually lower than that because millions of Bitcoins in the past, in the early days of Bitcoin, whether that's 2012 or 2011 or 2014, people that have bought, a bunch of Bitcoin have lost it. Okay, maybe they put it into a wallet and they forgot about it, okay, or they lost it, they forgot their, password to it, their passcode, things like that, right? So millions of Bitcoins have been lost forever, guys, millions of it. So realistically, it's actually lower than 21 million Bitcoins, which makes it even more scarce. Understand, guys, the supply for Bitcoin is so low. Okay, when something is limited, it's going to go up forever. And that's what Bitcoin has been doing for the past few years. Like, Bitcoin is truly designed to go up forever. You can't make any more of this. Okay, and this is why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin, right? And it's completely decentralized. Okay, there's no middleman. There's no one controlling Bitcoin, right? There's no governments behind it. There's no banks behind it or anything like that. It's literally just its own thing. It's everyone's money pretty much. So that's why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin, guys. And this is why you guys need to own some Bitcoin. It doesn't have to be a whole coin. Okay, it could be a percentage of Bitcoins, right? It could be 1% of a Bitcoin, 10% of a Bitcoin, right? Or half of a Bitcoin, okay, 50% of a Bitcoin. But get yourself some Bitcoins, guys, some Satoshis, if you guys haven't already. Don't FOMO into Bitcoin when it's at $1 million because this is what's going to be happening for Bitcoin, right? People will FOMO into Bitcoin when it's at $1 million. Okay, it will happen, guys. Okay, not even just at $1 million. When it's at 500K, 700K, 800K, people are going to FOMO in. People that are not buying Bitcoin right now at these price levels, people that are simply on the sidelines, having second thoughts for Bitcoin, haven't studied Bitcoin or why they should, own this asset, they're going to FOMO in the future. Okay, they will realize later on in the future that this is truly going to be the money, right? And it's going to be the next big thing of why they need to own a Bitcoin. Okay, to have store value, to have, hedge against inflation, right? And all that, and to build wealth, right? So that is simply it, guys. Of course, this is not financial advice. So that being said, guys, we'll see what will happen with November, right? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you guys think? Honestly, let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think? Where Bitcoin and crypto will be heading for this month in November? Do you guys think we're going to see more upside or are we going to see some more downside? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know. But that being said, guys, I truly do appreciate every single one of you guys watching this video. Give a thumbs up, subscribe. I really would appreciate that. And yeah, I will catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.